Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are talking constraints and how they are used in CAD software. So, how are constraints used in CAD? A constraint in CAD software is a rule or restriction applied to shapes and lines to control their size, shape, and how they relate to one another. So, for example, let's go ahead and create a sketch here. I'm going to zoom in here and I'm going to draw a vertical line straight up to the 1 inch mark. I'm going to hit escape so I take it out of my line tool. Now notice I drew this line perfectly vertical, straight up. And Autodesk Fusion 360 in this case added a constraint here. This is a vertical constraint. So what it did is it said, oh, he's drawing this straight up. He must want this point right here in line with this point. And notice I try to move this with my mouse and I can't. It's locked in. It is constrained because this is vertically aligned with this point. In other words, again, this point is vertically aligned with this point, but we can change that relationship by deleting the constraint. So I'm going to click here on the constraint and hit delete. By removing the constraint, now I can move this point around. Okay? So, and I can pretty much put it anywhere I want. It is not constrained. Now, let's say I do want this point vertically aligned with this point down here. So I can fix that. I can come up to my vertical constraint, click on that, and now it's vertically aligned. And now there's another constraint though we need to add. We haven't specified the length of this line. We made this point vertical with this point. Okay, and notice I can move it up and down, but I can't move it side to side. I can only move it, well, up and down here. I haven't specified its length. So now let's add another constraint. This is called a dimensional constraint. So we're going to come on up here, click on our dimension tool, and now we need to specify how long we want this line. And in this case, let's say we want it to be, well, 2 inches. Or let's double click on it again, and maybe you want it to be, well, 1.75 inches. We can always change that length of the line if we want to. So now, notice if I try to move this point here up or down, I can't. I can't move it side to side. We say it is fully constrained. So now let's go ahead. I'm going to click on that line and I'm going to hit delete. Now let's draw a vertical line again. I'm going to grab my line tool and draw a line up 1.5 inches, or there we go. Now I'm going to hit escape again to take it out of line mode. Now here's where CAD is different. Fusion here is pretty smart. It says, oh, he wants a vertical line. He's drawing a vertical line. So I'm going to automatically add a vertical constraint here. Some CAD softwares will not do that. You have to go in and add every single constraint to your sketch, which in the sake of Fusion 360, in this program, it's usually a good thing because most of the time we want these constraints there. Sometimes though you have to go back and delete them so you can free up your sketch and move things around the way you want them. I'm going to go ahead and click on this line and delete it again. Now I'm going to come on up to create and let's draw, well, a 2-point rectangle. And let's just make it 1 inch by 1 inch. I'm going to hit escape here. And notice Fusion 360 gave me 2 vertical constraints. And it also gave me, well, a horizontal constraint. So again, I have 2 vertical constraints and 2 horizontal constraints. So now this is important. This square is not fully constrained. These blue lines here are screaming at you. They're saying, hey, you haven't constrained me. Okay? So if I come on up here and I add a constraint, a dimensional constraint, and I make that 1 inch, okay, and I make this 1 inch, notice they're no longer blue. This box now is fully constrained. None of the points or lines will move. So again, I can verify that by trying to pull some of these points, and notice they don't move when I try to pull them around with my mouse. But again, if I delete these constraints, they are now blue again, and they are freed up to move. And notice I can move them different dimensions or different distances, okay? But like I said, it's good practice to fully constrain your sketches. So let's add those constraints in, okay? And notice, again, the lines are all black. This sketch or square is fully constrained. All right, I'm gonna delete this box. And now we're going to start talking about geometric constraints. So again, I'm going to grab my line tool and I'm just going to create a line right here. And notice Autodesk already put in, Fusion 360 already applied a vertical constraint. And I'm going to create another line just way out here, okay, anywhere. And I can start adding some geometric constraints here. Now, I can make this line distance, let's make this 1 inch. I can make this line equal to this line in terms of distance by doing the equal constraint. So if I click there and there, notice this line is now 1 inch. Okay? I can also make it parallel. I can go to parallel and make this line parallel to that line. I can also use my vertical constraint and horizontal constraint here to make this point horizontal or lined up with that point. Now, watch what happens though when I try to make this line right here perpendicular to this line. I get a error message. So what we have here are two constraints that are conflicting with one another. And that's okay. We can fix that. If you recall, we made this line parallel to this line. Well, we can come in, delete that parallel constraint right here, and now let's see if we can make it perpendicular to this line. And there we go. Now this line is 90 degrees to this line. And I can come up here to my sketch dimension and verify that. And notice it's 90 degrees. I'm going to hit escape. All right, and another constraint that's very handy is called the coincident constraint. And that's when I want to put like a point here and connect it to another point like that. All right, I'm going to actually edit undo. But let's say I want this point right here to be on the middle of this. I can come up and use my midpoint constraint, click on that point, and I'm probably going to get an error message, but humor me here, and I'm going to click on that line. And yes, I got an error message. And if you think about this, we have two constraints that are conflicting with one another. So I'm going to hit escape to take it out of my midpoint constraint, and it's this guy right here. If you recall, we made this point horizontal with this point. So if we click on that constraint and we delete it with the delete key, now we should be able to come up here to our midpoint, click on that point, click on that line, and now it's placed in the middle of this vertical line here, hence the midpoint constraint. All right, and then I'm going to now delete this midpoint constraint. So I'm going to hit escape. Click on that midpoint constraint and delete it. And I'm also going to click on this perpendicular constraint and delete it because I want to show you another constraint. What if I want two lines to be collinear or lined up with one another? I can come up to my constraints and go to my collinear constraint, click here, and click there. And notice now both lines are overlapping one another. All right, I want to talk about two more constraints, and to do this, I got to delete our lines here. All right, the next thing we're going to learn about is our tangent constraint. So if I drag out a vertical line here, and then I hit escape and I draw a circle, okay, I can make this circle. If I grab my tangent constraint, I can make this tangent to that, okay? And notice, once again, I can make these 2 points horizontal with my horizontal or vertical constraint. Another useful aspect of the tangent constraint is when you're drawing arcs and you want to have a nice smooth sequence of arcs or 3-point arcs. So right over here, I'm just going to kind of draw out an arc, make it kind of look like this, and then I'm going to come over here and kind of do this. Okay, and now I'm going to use my coincident constraint. I want this point to be on top of that point. Okay, and notice this abrupt change in arcs. So we have this abrupt sort of corner here. We can smooth that out with our tangent constraint. So if we come up to our tangent constraint, we click on this arc and this arc. Notice now we have this nice smooth transition between our two arcs. And finally, the last constraint I want to talk about is the concentric constraint. So I'm going to hit escape and take it out of my tangent constraint. And I'm going to draw 2 circles. Okay, and I'm going to draw a circle over here and like a circle over here. So this is the concentric constraint, which will allow me to place the center point of this circle and have it on top of the center point of this circle. So if I click here and here, notice now they are concentric. I can also do that with arcs. So if I click this circle and I click this arc, notice, okay, this circle is concentric with this arc. In other words, they have the same center point. All right, that'll do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. We'll see you next time.